Hello everyone and welcome back to The Sims 4. We're going to be working with some more of our characters and trying out some more kitten combinations today. This is something a lot of you guys have been really excited for and very interested to see. Now, so far out of our 3 Cattails cats, Dusty has been the only one to have kittens. He and Scout have 4 kittens, and we actually have another video where we worked with them and we created them in The Sims 4, and they are kittens that are already canonically in our Cattails series. But we have at least one other official romance and another one that a lot of you guys have gratefully been hinting at and thinking that perhaps this is a possibility, and so I thought it'd be kind of interesting to play around with those and to see that if either of these pairings end up having kittens, what perhaps they might look like. So first off, we have Arthur and Larkin here. And these two are officially together, that they are not mates yet, and so it's a little bit uncertain. They're not necessarily going to have kittens just yet, but they very well may in the future. That remains to be seen. And so we'll be looking at what perhaps their kittens might look like. And then we also have Auberon and Robin. Now, these two aren't in an official relationship yet, but a lot of you guys have been thinking that perhaps it is a possibility, and indeed, it seems as if Auberon may be maybe feeling a little bit like that might go that way. We shall see what happens, but I figured we'd go ahead and look at what, if they do end up becoming mates and having kittens, what their kittens may look like too, just for the fun of it. Now, I don't think I'm going to put up a download for any kittens we may produce, because we don't have canon designs, we don't have canon kittens even. But what I will do is I will put a link to the download with these 4 characters in case you guys want to play around with them. So I'll put these guys all in one pack, and really all that does is save you guys the trouble of importing them like I did, because we already have created them. But since we don't have any canon kitten designs, I'm not going to create any kitten designs here until we know if they are going to have kittens in canon, and until that happens, if it does happen. So, so keep in mind all this. Don't take it as canon. It's just what we might see depending on how their stories go, and it's not necessarily a guarantee. I mean, any of these stories could go any way, really. And so you never know. We'll have to see what comes of all of them. But if these guys do have kittens, they might look something like this. So to start with, I think we're going to go ahead and, let's see, let's play with genetics. And, oh my goodness, that is so cute. It just selected Robin because that was who we were looking at. And that is a really, really cute idea. That's not even necessarily with Auberon as a potential parent, though. So to start off with, we're actually going to go ahead and have Arthur and Larkin. Here we go, here she is. And see what some of their kittens might look like. That is so cute, oh my goodness. That is so cute. That looks a lot like Larkin, but with Arthur's facial characteristics, and I love it. It's amazing. Oh my goodness, that is so stinking cute. And I'm not going to worry about genders for randomizing the kittens, just because it's irrelevant as to the randomization. I don't think it actually changes anything about how they look. So we'll just go ahead and randomize. But oh my goodness, that is so cute. So that's obviously a kitten who's taken much after Larkin, and not quite so much after Arthur, but there are a lot of possibilities. So here's kind of a combination. Oh my goodness. These guys are so cute. Save me. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. I love kitten episodes. I really do, because they're just so precious. But there are so many cute options. So here, of course, we have the opposite, a cat or a kitten who's taken much after Arthur and not as much from Larkin. Again, still very, very precious. And again, similar but different facial shape. I think that's a little bit more of a Larkin's facial shape. And oh wow, this is a kind of different one. So this kind of takes a little bit after both of them, and it harkens back a little bit to that's kind of a chunky kitten. Very, very broad-chested when it sits down. But this kind of is an interesting combination. So it didn't quite actually take I don't think it took either of their actual coats because we don't have the tabby stripes from either. It kind of just took a combination of, you have Arthur with lighter fur and Larkin with darker fur, and it kind of took a combination of that. And maybe this would reach back to some recessive genetics that maybe there's not always the tabby striping going on. So that's kind of cool as well. Still a very, very cute option, but a little bit more distinct from either of them. Here's, again, similar, but this time with more of Arthur's coloration. And again, no tabby stripes, so that's a little different. I just love, they both have these very striking blue eyes, and it's really, really pretty. Let's see, another option, again, similar, but with different ears and facial structure. Again, no tabby stripes, but still very, very cute. And this one's kind of cool. This is a lot lighter, this very silvered sort of color, so this is definitely one of the extremes, and again with no tabby markings, so it's kind of interesting. I would have thought since both of them are tabbies, they would probably have more showing up with tabby markings, but they are different types of tabbies, so maybe that's why. And let's go ahead and look at some more. Again, similar, same coat, but some slightly different facial features. They're pretty similar in looks, honestly, Arthur and Larkin, even in body structure. So we're getting some pretty similar kittens, I think. Again, similar as before, still kind of gray. That's a nice kind of, almost a caramely color. I really like that look. A little bit, kind of like Arthur's coat, but with Larkin's the darker shades in her coat kind of combined. And again, a little bit brighter, more like Arthur. There's one that looks almost exactly like young Larkin, except maybe, I almost want to say a little less fluffy. That's almost exactly, like, let's go ahead and, yeah, look, that looks a lot like Larkin. Oh my goodness, wow. So we can actually look at some of these guys as older cats too. I always forget that's an option. Again, very, very cool. So that emphasizes some of the differences in body shapes. Again, this is a lot like Larkin here. And these are so pretty. So here we have even less markings, which is kind of cool. And I think, again, we're seeing a lot of Larkin's fur type and such here, and less of Arthur's. I should show the adult ones for each of them. That's kind of maybe a little bit more like Arthur. I wonder if the gender does affect then, because are we going to see, if we do male, are we going to see more of the larger body types? We might, or that could just be coincidence. Because Arthur definitely does have a bigger build, and that tends to be more of a masculine trait in some ways. Slightly different eyes there. That's really cute. This again looks a lot like Arthur. Yeah, very much like Arthur, except the ears are a little different, a little bit more to the sides. Very big, very fluffy, and again those striking blue eyes that are just so pretty. If we look at, there's a lot of different options. Maybe I'll keep it as adult. That looks a lot like Larkin herself. And we'll just kind of go through some of these. It is randomized, so it kind of picks between traits. That's actually really cool. Very distinctive. And again, pretty similar. So they actually do have different eyes, too. You can see this cat is a perfect example because you can see the eyes are actually slightly different. They're just one shade off. So you can see they're very subtly different, but they are, in fact, slightly different. So that's pretty cool. And, of course, you can see some of them do have the heterochromia from that, just from those slightly different shades. Some very, very cool design possibilities here, honestly. I'm really excited to see if they have kittens in game, honestly, just to see how they might look. And, of course, if they do end up having kittens in game, then we will make the official kittens here at some point as well. We will also make Mystic Colonies sometime, just not this week. Again, you can see the heterochromia going on in there. And, again, very, very neat design, much like Arthur's. Let me just, I think we'll go ahead and switch over to the others now, because I think we might see some more variety in design here. But let's look at, so Arthur has the swirled tabby pattern, whereas Larkin has more of the straight-up stripes. And so you can see some of the differences there. Arthur's also generally a bit bigger. He has a bigger, he has like a heavier set body. He's got like a broader chest, and he's just generally a little bit bigger and probably pretty fluffy too. Whereas Larkin is still quite fluffy, but a little bit leaner, a little bit smaller. But so yeah, they could have some potentially very interesting kittens, and if they do have kittens in game, I'm very much looking forward to working with them. But with that said, let's go ahead and look at our other potential pairing. As of yet unofficial at the time I'm making this video, but definitely a possibility. And we'll go ahead and see. Oh my goodness, that's really cute. That's just Larkin plus a randomization of any trait. But that's actually a really cute cat. Oh my goodness. That is really, really cute. Okay, but let's go ahead and we will put Auberon and Robin in here and see how they may look. So that's like a tiny little version of Auberon. Oh, actually not even all that tiny. So that's basically Auberon's looks and patterning with Robin's body type, pretty much, and maybe Auberon's face. That's pretty much what happened here. But let's go ahead and we'll look at some of the other possibilities. Again, very much like Robin, but with a combination of their eye colors. And yeah, so and a little bit more of the fluffy fur. And different eyes again. A little bit different fur, but again, pretty similar. And maybe we can just look at some of them as adults, because that'll emphasize the changes a little bit more. Oh, that's a pretty interesting one. So that's a lot like, that's basically Robin's patterning on Auberon's fluff. That's kind of cool. And then again, similar. I actually really like that facial structure. That's very, very pretty. And I think those eyes are different shades of green, possibly. No, they are actually the same. Okay, it's just the lighting then. They almost look a little different. Doesn't this one over here look darker to you? I don't know. But let's see. Let's go ahead and keep looking. Oh my goodness, that's more, a lot of Auberon's looks and fluff, but Robin's eyes. And kind of a little bit different there. More of Robin's, I think that's Auberon's build, but Robin's fur. And then, I don't know whose eyes those are. I think those might be Robin's eyes. So, kind of interesting there. And then, again, pretty similar but slightly different ears and build. That's a lot like Robin, but with Auberon's ears and his eye color. And very similar to Auberon, but less fluffy. Very much like Robin, except I think the only difference really is the ears and the eye color. And again, slightly different ears. That's really cute. I like those little round ears. They're so cute. And then a very fluffy one who looks a lot like Robin. And I don't know how much the gender affects it. It might not be all that much. Look at that. That's really cute. They actually have the possibilities for some really, really cute kittens. That's really neat. Let's go ahead and randomize again. Some very cool options here. If we are just going to click through some of these. There's a lot of cool ones that kind of combine some pretty interesting traits of theirs. These guys have a fairly drastic difference to Dusty and Scout, and Arthur and Larkin have not had as drastic of differences as these two. These two are quite different, so you really see a lot of the maximum potential of this to take very different animals and randomize the different possibilities that they might have if they ended up having kittens. So very, very neat to see. Definitely very interesting. And you know what we'll do here, because I think we've seen quite a lot of what we're going to see, is I think we'll go ahead and I actually wanted to, okay, let's go. I actually want to do create parent. And let's look at Larkin, because I kind of want to see, oh my goodness, that's quite drastic. I kind of want to see options for Larkin's parentage, because as some of you guys have speculated and as has been kind of interesting, a lot of you have wondered if Larkin may be somehow related to Leo, the leader of the mountain domain, and they kind of look a little bit interesting. They're interestingly similar. So let's just go ahead and use the adult so that we can see them without any additional silvering or the different posture. So we can just kind of look at them in their fullest here. That actually does look pretty similar to Leo, but different facial structure. Very different colors, but similar structure again. So there's a lot of potential options But again, several of them do look quite similar to Leo. So yeah, you never know. We don't have a canon answer at this point in time. Oh my goodness, those are skinny little legs. Look at that. Look how tiny they are. Sometimes the randomizer is a little bit disproportionate, but that's kind of funny. But yeah, you guys, you never know. We don't have a canon answer at this point, at least at this point in the story, but you never know. We never know what we may see. Sometimes they're very far out because they inherit from very wide range of traits. So like this cat doesn't even have fur. Definitely has the same eye color going on there, but at the same time quite different. So there's a lot of possibilities, at least according to The Sims. We're seeing a lot of those coats that tended to pop up with Arthur though, so maybe a lot of those came through Larkin's parentage and possibly Arthur's as well. But we are definitely seeing similarities to what they predicted some of the kittens could be like. Again, lots and lots of possibilities here. That's kind of cool. Very, very little eyes, though. There's a lot of possibilities here. And so yeah, you never know. There's definitely quite a few options that could go into her parentage. And right now, like I said, we don't have an answer as to whether Leo actually is her father. He very well might be, or he might not be. It could be just a coincidence. Let's look at siblings too, although I expect those will be pretty similar. But yeah, because, you know, of course, he could be like an older brother as well. You never know. They could be related, they could not be related. But yeah, we're definitely seeing some similarities here. And yeah, it's pretty interesting to take a look at this. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here, though. So we've taken a look at quite a few options as to why is Auberon... Oh. Why did it... Yeah, that's right. I don't know why it says his relationships. Oh, that was just a glitch then. I don't know why that got messed up. But yeah, so it was pretty interesting to see. And yeah, so I'll be posting this pack with just these four who are potentially going to end up becoming mates in the future. You never know. We might see 2 pairings from this. But I'll put this up. I'll put this up for you guys if you want to download just these particular cats into your world and maybe play around with their genetics or just have them wandering the world. If you want to see some of the other things we've done all of my Cattails cats, we've done the entire forest colony, we've done the entire mountain domain, and at some point in the future we will be doing Mystic domain or Mystic colony. So depending on when you're watching this, that might already be out too. But if you guys are interested in that sort of thing, then definitely make sure that you go take a look at those, and you can download those, find links in the video description if you want to put those animals into your world and play with their genetics, or have them wandering your world and maybe have them end up becoming pets of your Sims or something. So make sure you check the links for those download descriptions. We've actually done quite a few of our different characters from the different series, and it's been really neat to see. So yeah, make sure to check that out. You can also check for the playlist in the playlists, or there should be a link to it at the end of the video. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.